Welcome to Tuesday's Tips and Tools, brought to you by the VSU Center for eLearning. Today we are going to look at quizzes and what you can do when attempts go wrong. So you've set up an exam using the D2L quiz tool and everything is going along just fine when suddenly, boom, a student has some technical issue or a personal issue that causes their test to freeze or somehow not work. Don't panic. There are things you can do in these situations using the tools in D2L to fix the problem or to make adjustments to help get the student going back again on their quiz. When you are preparing for an online quiz or exam, there's a few ways that you can set the students and yourself up for success. So here's a few things you can do before the exam even begins to prevent issues from cropping up. Allow availability. When you set the availability, make sure to set that window wide enough to allow students to go back into an exam if they are kicked out for a technical reason or a personal issue. When you're using enforced timing, use the grace period feature. When technical issues happen, they take time away from the exam period. So by using the grace period, you can offset that while still retaining the intended amount of time for the exam. When you're setting up the availability and the timing, especially for exams that are from face-to-face courses or that you've just created, it's beneficial to take the exam yourself or have a TA or a colleague take the exam in order to more accurately estimate the time students are going to need. Multiply the time that it takes you as someone who knows the material by 2 or 4, depending on the type of quiz, multiple choice, written response, and the level of difficulty of the exam. For exams using additional security measures especially, but really for any new exam setup, give those students a practice exam so that they know what to expect. You can set this up as maybe a study guide for students and use it to evaluate the time that it takes the students to complete it, as well as troubleshoot any problems or questions that student may have. Finally, when everything does go wrong, rule number 1, don't panic. Most likely your student is probably panicking, and they're looking to you as a source of reassurance. Second, have a plan. If something happens that prevents a student from completing this assessment due to a personal or technical problem, alternate assessments are great to offset these sort of issues, either when used as a primary assessment or as a backup plan. Be understanding. It's very easy to be jaded and wonder if the student's using this error to cheat, but things do happen, especially online. You have the above backup plans in place, then you can easily help a student complete the task or a similar task without adding concern about the validity of the student's submission. Finally, know the steps. Follow the steps outlined in this video to quickly view the attempt status and then reset or submit it for a student when it's needed. 3 tools are available for when you need to intervene in a student's quiz attempt. First, attempt logs. They'll help you see if a student has started a quiz or completed a quiz, and even see how many questions the students completed before the error has occurred. Secondly, forced submission. This allows you to submit a quiz for a student if they were unable to submit it themselves, whether that's because they got kicked out of the exam or they completed the whole thing and just closed it and forgot to hit submit quiz. It happens. The reset tool will clear or delete the attempt so a student can start the quiz over fresh. You can reset a quiz that's in progress or one that's been completed and they just need to do it again. Let's review these tools in BlazeVIEW. The attempt logs track detailed quiz events for each user. To view the attempt logs for quizzes, on the nav bar, click Assessments, then select Quizzes. From the Manage Quizzes page, go to the context menu of the quiz you want to work with and click Attempt Logs. From here you can see either the Overview tab or the Detailed tab to view all events for the quiz. You can also access the attempt logs from the Grade Quiz page by clicking the Attempt Logs button. For the Overview tab, you can view quiz attempts based on quiz entry time, quiz completion time, quiz attempt deleted, and quiz attempt restored. Information will include the student's name, which attempt the data is for, which is useful for quizzes that use multiple attempts, the event, who modified it in the case that it's another person besides the user, and the date and timestamp for when the event occurred. The default view includes all 4 event types, but you can select specific event types to narrow down the information you're trying to find. For example, if you only want to see entry and completion, to see if a student has completed an attempt that they entered, you can select just those 2 items. From the Detailed tab, you can view the following quiz attempt events: quiz entry and retry times, response save times, page movement time, quiz confirmation screen, completion time, and an IP address when each event occurred. These attempt logs are helpful when working with quiz interventions to locate and identify specific quiz information. Sometimes a technical glitch or a student error will cause a quiz to not be submitted. In order to grade the quiz, you will need to force a submission. To locate quizzes that are in progress, on your nav bar, select Assessments and Quizzes. On the Manage Quizzes page, from the context menu of the quiz you want to work with, click Grade. Click Show Search Options next to the Search For field. Below there, in the Restrict To field, the default setting is set to users who have completed an attempt. You can change this to show all users or only show users with the status you're looking for. For our purposes, we're going to change this to users with attempts in progress, and then click the magnifying glass in the search field to search for those users. Once you have the list of users with attempts in progress, click the icon next to the In Progress attempt to enter the quiz as the user. Then select Yes on the confirmation box. Click the Submit Quiz button twice to confirm that you wish to submit the quiz for the student. You'll see the student's name is now cleared from this list. From this page, you can also reset a student's quiz attempt, whether it's been submitted or is still in progress. This will delete the original quiz attempt, and the student will be able to retake the quiz. Again, restrict the view to the quiz status you're looking for, or search for the student by name in the search field. Then, select the checkbox for each attempt you want to reset. Click the Reset icon at the top of the list of quiz attempts, then select Yes from the confirmation box. To review, these 3 tools, attempt logs for submission, impersonating the student to submit a quiz, and resetting a quiz, which essentially will delete the quiz attempt and let the student start over, are all tools that you can use as an intervention for a quiz that has not completed successfully or had some sort of technical issue. Please contact the Center for eLearning if we can help you with anything we've covered in this video or for any other assistance as you develop your courses, assessments, and activities.